deceived by his flight of the remote new estate.
Oh, this is the captain, who like a good and hardy soldier fought against my captivity. Hail, brave friend. Say to the king the knowledge of the broil as thou didst leave it.
Doubtful it stood, as two spent swimmers that do cling together and choke their art, the merciless MacDonald of kerns and gallowglasses is supplied. And fortune on his damned coral smiling showed like a rebel's horde. But all's too weak, for brave Macbeth, well he deserves that name, disdaining fortune with his brandished steel, which smoked with bloody execution. Like valor's minion, carved out his passage till he faced the slave, which ne'er shook hands, nor bade farewell to him, till he unseamed him from the nave to the chops, and fixed his head upon our battlements.
Valiant cousin, worthy gentlemen!
Mark, stop me, Mark. No sooner justice had with valor armed, but the Norwegian lord, surveying vantage, had with furbished arms and new supplies of men began a fresh assault.
Oh, just made not this our captains Macbeth and Banquo?
Yes, as sparrows, eagles, or the hare the lion. If I say sooth, they were as cannons overcharged with double cracks. So they doubly redoubled strikes upon the foe. But I am faint. My gasters cry for help.
So well thy words, becomely as thy wounds, they smack come on the go. Go, get him, Sir Kings. Who comes here?
The worthy thing of Ross.
What a haste looks through her eyes. Such as you look that seems to speak things strange.
God save the king.
Whence camest thou, worthy thing?
From Fife, great king, where the Norwegian banners flout the sky and fan our people cold. Norway himself with terrible numbers, assisted by that most disloyal traitor. The Thane of Cawdor began a dismal conflict, point against point, rebellious arm against arm, curbing his lavish spirit, and to conclude, the victory fell on us.
Great happiness! No more that Thane of Cawdor shall receive our bosom interest. Go, pronounce his present death, and with his former title, great Macbeth.
I'll see it done.
What he hath lost, noble Macbeth hath won.
Where hast thou been, sister?
Killing swine.
Sister, where now? A sailor's wife had chestnuts in her lap, and munched, and munched, and munched. Give me, quoth I. Oh, right thee which the rump-fat runyon cried. Her husband's to Aleppo gone, master o' the tiger. But in a sieve I'll thither sail, and like a rat without a tail, I'll do, oh, and I'll do. I will drain him dry as hay. Sleep shall neither night nor day hang upon his penthouse lid. He shall live, a man forbid. Look what I have.
Show me.
Show me.
Show me.
Show me. Here I have the pilot's thumb. Wrecked us homeward he did come.
A drum. Macbeth.com.
We're sisters, hand in hand, fosters of the sea and land. Thus do go about, Christ to thine and Christ to mine, and Christ again to make up nine.
Peace. The charm's wound up.
So foul and fair a day I have not seen.
What are these that look not like the inhabitants of the earth and yet are? Aunt, live you, or are you aught that man may question? You seem to understand me. Speak, if you can. What are you?
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of Blondes.
All hail Macbeth. Hail to thee, Thane of
In the name of truth, are ye fantastical, or that indeed which outwardly ye show? My noble partner you greet with present grace and great prediction of noble having and of royal hope which ye seem to wrap withal. To me you speak not. If you can, look into the seeds of time and say which grains will grow and which will not, then speak then to me, who neither beg nor fear your favor nor hate.
Hail! 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 Lesser than Macbeth, and greater.
Not so happy, yet much happier.
Thou shalt get kings, though thou be none. So all hail Macbeth and Banquo.
Banquo and Macbeth, all hail.
Stay! You imperfect speakers, tell me more. By my father's death, I know I am Thane of Glamis, but how of Cotter? The Thane of Cotter lives, a prosperous gentleman, and to be king stands not within the prospect of belief. Say from whence you owe this strange intelligence, and why upon this blasted heath you stop our way with such prophetic greeting. Speak, I charge you.
The earth hath bubbles as the waters has, and these are of them. Whither are they vanished?
Into the air, and what seems corporeal melted as breath into the wind. But they have stayed.
Were things here as we do speak about? Or have we eaten on the insane root that takes the reason prisoner?
Your children shall be kings.
You shall be king.
And Thane of Cotter too, went it not so?
Oh, to the self-same tune and words. Who's there?
You puking, boiled brain harpy. The king hath happily received Macbeth the news of thy success. And when he reads thy personal venture in the rebels' fight, his wonders and his praises do contend which should be thine or his. As thick as tale came post to post, and everyone did bear thy praises in his kingdom's great defense, and poured them down before him.
We are sent to give thee from our royal master thanks, only to herald thee into his sight, not pay thee.
And for an earnest of a greater honor, he bade me from him call thee Thane of Cotter, in which edition, hail most worthy Thane, for it is thine.
Can the devil speak true?
The Thane of Cotter lives. Why do you dress me in borrowed robes?
Who was the Thane lives yet, but under heavy judgment bears that life which he deserves to lose. Whether he was combined with those of Norway, or did line the rebel with hidden help and advantage, or that with both he labored in his country's wreck, I know not. But treason's capital, confessed and proved, have overthrown him.
Glamis and Thane of Cotter? The greatest is behind. Thanks for your pains. Do you not hope your children shall be kings, when those that gave the Thane of Cotter to me promise no less to them?
That trust at home might yet enkindle you into the crown, besides the Thane of Cotter. But 'tis strange, and oftentimes to win us to our harm, the ancient mists of darkness tell us truths, betray us with honest trifles, in the deepest consequence. Cousins, a word, I pray you.
Two truths are told as happy prologues to the swelling act of the imperial theme. I thank you, gentlemen. This supernatural soliciting cannot be ill, cannot be good. If ill, then why hath it given me earnest of success, commencing in the truth? I am Thane of Cotter. If good, then why do I yield to that suggestion whose horrid image doth unfix my hair and make my seated heart knock at my ribs against the use of nature? Present fears are less than horrible imaginings. My thought, whose murder is yet but fantastical, shakes so my single state of man, that function is smothered in surmise, and nothing is but what is not. If chance will have me king, why, chance may crown me without my stir. Come what come may, time and the hour runs through the roughest day.
Worthy Macbeth, we stay upon your leisure.
Forgive me, my dull brain was wrought with things forgotten. Let us toward the king. Think upon what hath chance, and at a time, the interim having waited, let us speak our free hearts to each other.
Very gladly.
So then enough. Come, friends.
Is execution done on Cawdor? Are not those in commission yet returned?
My liege, they are not yet come back. But I have spoken with one that saw him die. He did report that very frankly he confessed his treasons, implored your highness pardon, and set forth a deep repentance. Nothing in his life became him like believing it. He died as one that had been studied in his death, to throw away the dearest thing he owed as twere a careless trifle.
There's no art in finding the mind's construction on the face. He was a gentleman on whom I built an absolute trust. Orpheus' cousin! The sin of my ingratitude even now is heavy on me. Only I have left to say, more is thy due, than more than all can pay.
The service and the loyalty I owe in doing it pays itself. Your highness's part is to receive our duties, and our duties are to your throne and state, children and servants who do but what they should by doing everything safe towards your love and honor.
Welcome hither. I have begun to plant thee, and will labor to see thee full of growing. Ah, noble Banquo, that has no less deserved, nor shall be known no less to have done so. Let me enfold thee, and hold thee to my heart.
There, if I grow, the harvest is your own.
Sons, kinsmen, thanes, and you whose places are nearest, know that we will establish our estates upon our eldest, Malcolm, whom we name hereafter the Prince of Cumberland. Great honor must not unaccompanied invest him only, but signs of nobleness, like stars, shall shine on all deservers, from hence to Inverness, and bind us further to you.
I'll be myself the harbinger, and make joyful my wife the hearing of your approach. So humbly take my leave.
My worthy Cawdor.
The Prince of Cumberland? That is a step on which I must fall down, or else o'erleap, for in my way it lies. Stars, hide your fires. Let's not light see my black and deep desires. The eye winked at the hand, yet let that be which the eye fears when it is done to see.
They met me in the day of success, and I have learned by the perfectest report they have more in them than morsel knowledge. When I burned in desire to question them further, they made themselves air into which they vanished. Whilst I stood wrapped in the wonder of it, came missives from the king, who all hailed me, Thane of Cawdor, by which title before these weird sisters had saluted me, and referred me to the coming on of time with, Hail, King that shalt be. This have I thought good to deliver to thee, my dearest partner of greatness, that thou mightst not lose the dues of rejoicing by being ignorant to what greatness is promised thee. Lay to thy heart, and farewell. Bronze thou art, and Cawdor, and shalt be what thou art promised. Yet do I fear thy nature. It is too full of the milk of human kindness to catch the nearest way. Thou wouldst be great, art not without ambition, but without the illness should attend it. Would thou wouldst highly, that wouldst thou holily, wouldst not play false, and yet wouldst wrongly win. Thou'dst have great glance, and that which cries thus thou must do if thou have it, and that which rather thou dost fear to do than wishest should be undone. Hide thee hither, that I might pour my spirits in thine ear, and chastise with the valor of my tongue all that impedes thee from the golden round, which fate and metaphysical aid doth seem to have thee crowned withal. What is your tidings?
The king comes here tonight.
Thou art mad to say it! Is not thy master with him, who wert so would it inform for preparation?
So please you, it is true. A thing is coming. One of my fellows had the speed of him, who, almost dead for breath, had scarcely more than would make up his message.
Give him tending. He brings great news. The raven himself is hoarse, the crooks, the fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. thick my blood and stop up the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctious visiting of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breast, and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever your sightless substance you wait on nature's mischief. Come with the night, and hold thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my keen knife see not the wound it makes, nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dark to cry, hold, hold! Great Worms, worthy Cotter, greater than both by the Alhambra hereafter. Thy letters have transported me beyond this ignorant present, and I feel now the future in an instant.
My dearest love, Duncan comes here tonight.
None goes hence.
Tomorrow, as he purposes.
Oh, never shall the sun that morrow see. Your face, my thane, is a book where men may read strange matters. Beguile the time, look like the time. Bear welcome in your eye, your hands, your tongue. Look like the innocent flower, with the serpent under it. He whose coming must be provided for, and you shall put this night's great business into my dispatch, which shall for all our days and nights to come give solely sovereign sway and masterdom.
We will speak further.
Only look up clear. To alter favor ever is to fear. Leave the rest to me.
This castle has a pleasant seat. The air nimbly and sweetly recommends itself into our gentle senses. See our honored hostess. The love that follows us sometimes is our trouble, which still we think is love. Herein, I teach you how you shall bid God yield us for your pains and thank us for your trouble.
Our service in every point, twice done and double done, for poor and single business to contend against those honors deep and broad, for which your majesty loads our house.
Where's the thane of Cawdor? We coursed him at the heels and had a purpose to be his purveyor, but he rides well, and his great love, sharp as the spurs that held him to his home before us. Fair and noble hostess, we are your guests tonight.
Your servants ever have theirs themselves, and what is theirs in cost to make audit at your highness's pleasure, still to return your own.
Take my hand, lead me to mine host. We love him highly, and will continue our good graces towards him. I only protest.
If it were done when 'tis done, 'twere well it were done quickly. If the assassination could trammel up the consequence and catch with its receipt success, that with this blow would be the be-all and the end-all. Here, upon this bank and shome of time, we have jumped the life to come. But in these cases, we still have judgment here. That we would teach bloody instructions, which, being taught, would turn to plague the inventor. He's here in double trust. First, as I am his kinsman and his subject, strong both against the deed. Then, as I am his host, who should against his murderer shut the door, not bear the knife myself. Besides, this Duncan hath borne his faculties so meek, hath been so clear in his great office that his virtues will plead like angels, trumpet-tongued against the deep damnation of his taking off. And pity, like a newborn babe, shall blow the horrid deed in every eye, that tears shall drown the wind. I have no spur to prick the sight of my intent, only vaulting ambition, which o'erleaps itself and falls on the other. How now? What news?
He is almost stopped. Why have you left the chamber?
Hath he asked for me?
No, you know he has.
We will proceed no further in this business. He hath honored me of late, and I have bought golden opinions from all sorts of people, which would be worn now in their newest gloss, not cast aside so soon.
Was Hope drunk wherein you dressed yourself? Hath it slept since? Does it wake now to look so pale and green at what it once did so freely? From this time shall I account thy love. Thou appeared to be the same in thine own act and valor as thou art in desire. Wouldst thou have that which esteemest the ornament of life, and live a coward in thine own esteem, like I dare not wait upon thy wood?
Prithee, peace! I dare do all who may become a man. Who dares do more is none.
When you durst do it, then you were a man. To be more than what you were, you would be so much more than a man. Time, place, defended here itself, and yet you would make both. They have made themselves, and then their fitness now does unmake you. I have given suck, and know how tender it is to love the babe that milks me. I would, while it was smiling in my face, have plucked my nipple from its boneless gums and dashed the brains out, had I so sworn as you have done to this.
If we should fail.
We fail! But screw your courage to the sticking place and will not fail. Duncan is asleep, but to the rather shall his days' hard journey soundly invite him. His two chamberlains will lie with wine and wassail, so convinced that memory, the warden of the brain, shall be a fume. When in swinish sleep their drenched natures lie, would not perform upon the unguarded Duncan, would not put upon his spongy officers, who shall bear the guilt of our great quell.
Bring forth men children only, for thy undaunted mettle should compose nothing but males. Will it not be received, when we have marked with blood those sleepy two of his chambers with their very daggers that they have done it?
Who dares receive it other, as we shall make our creeds and clamor roar upon his death.
I am settled, and bent up each corporal agent to this terrible feat. Away, and mark the time the fairest show. False face must hide what the false heart doth know.
The night, boy.
The moon is down. Not here to talk.
Here, take my sword. There's husbandry in heaven. There are candles. They're all out. Here, take me that too. Oh, a heavy summons lies like lead upon me, and yet I would not sleep. Merciful powers, restrain in me the cursed thoughts that nature gives way to in repose. Give me my sword. Who's there? Who's there?
A friend?
Up, Fleance, up!
No.
What, sir? Not yet at rest. The king's abed. Last night, I dreamt of the three weird sisters. To you they have showed some truth.
I think not of them. Yet, when we can entreat an hour to serve, we would spend it in some words upon that business, if you would grant the time.
At your kindest leisure.
You shall cleave to my consent, and his shall make honor for you.
So I lose none in seeking to augment it and still keep my bosom franchised and allegiance clear. I shall be counseled.
Good repose a while.
Thanks, sir. The likes to you. Leons. Design.
Go bid thy mistress, when my drink is ready, she strike upon the bell. Get thee to bed. Is this a dagger which I see before me? Its handle toward my hand. Come, let me clutch thee. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still. Art thou not fatal vision, sensible to feeling as to sight? Or art thou but a dagger of the mind? A false creation proceeding from the heat oppressed brain. I have thee not, and yet I see thee still, in form as palpable as this which now I draw. Thou marshest me the way that I was going. Such an instrument I was to use. Mine eyes are made a fool of the other senses, or else worth all the rest. I see thee still, and on thy blade and dudgeon gouts of blood which was not so before. There's no such thing. 'Tis the bloody business which informs thus to mine eyes. Now o'er the one-half world nature seems dead, and wicked dreams abuse the curtained sleep. Withered murder, alarmed by a sentinel wolf, whose hounds his watch, thus with his stealthy pace, with Tarquin's ravishing strides towards his design, moves like a ghost. Thou sure and first at earth, hear not my steps, which way they walk. For fear that very stones prate of my whereabouts, and take the present whore from the time which now suits with it. Whilst I threat, he lives. Words to the heat of deeds too cold as breath gives. I go. It is done. The bell invites me. Hear it not, Duncan, for it is a knell that summons thee to heaven or to hell.
Bellman which gives the sterns good night. He is about it. The doors are open, and the surfeited grooms do mock their charges with snores.
Who's there? What hope?
I'm afraid the deed is not done. It is the attempt, not the deed, that compels us. Hark! Oh, laid their daggers ready, he could not have missed him. Had he not resembled my father as he had slept, I had done it. My husband.
I have done the deed. Didst thou not hear a noise?
I heard the owl scream and the cricket cry. Did not you speak?
When?
Now.
As I descended?
Aye.
Hark! Who lies in the second chamber?
Donald Bain.
This is a sorry sight.
It is a foolish thought to say sorry sight.
One did laugh in their sleep, and the other cried murder that they did wake each other. I stood and heard them, but they said their prayers and addressed them again to sleep. One cried, God bless us, and amen the other. As they'd seen me with these hangman's hands, listening their fears, I could not pronounce amen when they did say, God bless us.
Consider it not so deeply.
But wherefore could I not pronounce amen? I was in most need of blessing, and amen stuck in my throat.
These deeds must not be thought on after these ways, so it will make us mad.
Methought I heard a voice cry, sleep no more. Macbeth does murder sleep. The innocent sleep. Sleep that knits up the raveled sleeve of care. Death of each day's life. Sore labor's bath, balm of hurt minds. Chief nourishes second course, great natures and life's feast.
What do you mean?
Still it cried, sleep no more to all the house. Gloms had murdered sleep, and therefore Connor shall sleep no more. Macbeth shall sleep no more.
Who is it that cried thus? I will be vain. You do unbend your noble strength to think such brain-sickly things. Go, get some water, and wash this filthy weakness from your head. Why did you bring these daggers from this place? They must lie there. Go, carry them, and smear the sleeping grooves with blood.
I go no more. I'm afraid to think what I have done. Look on it again. I dare not.
Get firm of purpose. Give me the daggers. Tis the idle childhood who fears a painted devil. They do bleed. I'll gild the faces of the grooms withal, or it must seem their guilt.
Wherefore is that knocking? How is it with me when every noise appalls me? What hands are these? They pluck out mine eyes. Will all great Neptune's ocean wash this blood clean from my hand?
My hands are of your color, but I shame to wear a heart so white. I hear knocking at the south entry. Retire to our chamber. A little water clears us of this deed. How easy it is then. Your constancy had left you unattended. More knocking. Get on your nightgown. Least occasion call us and show us to be watchers. Be not thus so poorly in your thoughts.
To know my deed, 'twere best not to know myself. What Duncan with thy knocking? I would thou couldst.
Here's a knocking indeed. If a man were porter of Hellgate, he should have all turning the key. Oh, knock, knock, knock! Who's there in the name of Beelzebub? so late? Faith, sir, we were carousing till the second cock. And drink, sir, is a great provoker of three things.
And what three things does drink especially provoke?
Marry, sir. Nose painting, sleep, and urine. Lechery, sir, it provokes and unprovokes, huh? It provokes the desire, but it takes away the performance, huh? Therefore, much drink can be said to be an equivocator with lechery. It makes him and it mars him. It sets him on, then takes him off. And, in conclusion, equivocates him in a sleep, and, giving him the lie, leaves him.
I believe drink gave thee the lie last night. Is thy master stirring? The knocking has awaked him. Here he comes.
Good morning, noble sir. Good morning, both.
Is thy king stirring, worthy thing?
Not yet.
He did command me to call timely on him. I've almost with the hour.
I'll bring you to him.
I know this is a joyful pain to you, but yet 'tis one. I'll make so boldly myself to call, for 'tis my limited service.
Goes the king hence today?
He does. You did appoint so?
The night has been unruly. Where we lay our chimneys were blown down, as they sang, lamenting Sir de Vere. Strange screams of death and prophesizing of accents terrible, dying combustion and confused events, new hatched in the woeful time.
Was a rough night.
Oh, horror, horror, horror! Tongue nor heart cannot conceive nor name thee.
What's that?
Confusion now hath made his masterpiece. Most sacrilegious murder hath broke ope the Lord's anointed temple and stole thence the life of the building.
What is to say, the life?
Mean you his majesty? Approach the chamber. Do not bid me speak. See and then speak yourselves. Awake! 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 Ring the alarm bell. Banquo! Malcolm Donalbain, awake! Shake off this downy sleep, cast counterfeit, and look upon death itself. Up! Up and see the great doom's image! Ring the bell!
What's the business that such a hideous trumpet calls to parley the sleepers of the house? Speak! Speak!
Oh, gentle lady, 'tis not for you to hear what I can speak. The repetition in a woman's ear would murder as it fell. Banquo. Banquo. Our royal master's murder.
Oh, alas! What in our house?
Too cruel anywhere. Dear Duff, I pray thee contradict thyself and say it is not so.
Had I lived an hour before this chance, I had lived the blessed time. For from this moment there's nothing serious in mortality. All is but toys. Renown and grace is dead.
What is amiss?
You are, and do not know it. The spring, the head, the fountain of your royal blood has stopped. The very source of it has stopped.
Your royal father is murdered.
Oh, by whom? Those in this chamber, as it would seem, have done. Their hands and faces were all badged with blood, so were their daggers, which on white we found upon their pillows. They stared and were distracted. No man's life was to be trusted with them.
Oh, yet I do repent me of my fury that I did kill them.
Wherefore did you so?
Who can be wise, amazed, furious and temperate, loyal and neutral in a moment? No man. Here lay Duncan, his silver skin laced with his golden blood, and his gashed stabs looked like a breach in nature, a ruin's wasteful entrance. And there, the murderers, steeped in the colors of their trade, their daggers unmannerly breached with gore. Who could refrain that had a heart to love, and in that heart courage to make love known?
Help me, Henzo!
Gentle lady, why do we hold our tongues that most may claim this argument for ours? What should be spoken here?
Perhaps fate, hidden in our home, may rush and seize us. Let's away. Here's not.
nor our strong sorrow upon the foot of motion.
See, looks the lady. And when we have our naked frailties hither do suffer an exposure, let us meet and question this most bloody piece of work to know it further. Fears and scruples shake us. In the great hand of God, I stand, and against undivulged pretense I fight of treasonous malice.
So do I.
So all.
Let's briefly put on manly readiness and meet in the hall together.
Well attended.
What will you do? Let's not consort with them. Show an unfelt sorrow is an office which the false man does easy. I'll to England.
Ireland now. Our separating fortunes shall be focusing. Where we are, there's daggers and there's smiles. And nearer blood, nearer blood.
This murderous shaft of that shot hath not yet lighted, and our safest way is to avoid the aim. Therefore to horse, and let us not be dainty of leave taking, but shift away. There's warrant in that theft which steals itself when there's no mercy left.
How goes the world, sir, now?
Why see you not?
It's known who did this more than bloody deed.
Those whom Macbeth hath slain.
Alas, the day. What good could they pretend?
They were suborned. Malcolm and Donalbain, the king's two sons, are stolen away, which puts upon them suspicion of the deed.
Gains nature still. Birthless ambition that will raven up thine own life's means. It is like the sovereignty will fall upon Macbeth.
He is already named, and gone to stone to be invested.
Where is found his body?
Carried to Colmkill, the sacred storehouse of his predecessors and guardians of their bones.
Will you to Scone?
No, cousin, I'll to fight.
Well, I will thither.
Well, may you see things done well there. And you, lest our old ropes it easier than our new. Thou hast it now. King, Cotter, Gloms, all as the weird women promised, and I fear thou played most foully for it. Yet it was said it should not stand in thy posterity, but that myself should be the root and father of many kings. If there come truth from them as upon thee, Macbeth their speeches shine wide, by the verities on thee made good. May they not be my oracles as well, and set me up in hope? But hush, no more.
Ah, here's our chief guest.
If he had been forgotten, it had been as a gap in our great feast, and all things unbecoming.
We hold a solemn supper, sir, and I'll request your presence.
Let your highness command upon me, to the which my duties are with the most indissoluble tie forever.
Ride you this afternoon?
Aye, my good lord.
We would have else desired your good counsel, which hath been both grave and prosperous in this day's council. But we'll take tomorrow.
Is it far you ride? As far, my lord, as will fill the time twixt this and supper. Goes not my horse, the better I must become a borrower of the night for a dark hour or twain.
Fail not our feast.
My lord, I will not.
We hear our bloody cousins are bestowed in England and in Ireland, filling their hearers with strange invention, not confessing their cruel parricide. But of that tomorrow, when therewithal we shall have cause of state, craving us jointly. Hie you to your horse, adieu, till you return at night. Goes Leonce with you.
Aye, my good lord. Our time is called pause.
Well, I wish your horses swift and sure of foot, and so I do commend you to their backs. Farewell. Let every man be master of his hour till 7 at night. To make society the sweeter welcome, we will keep ourselves till supper time alone. While then, God be with you. Attend those men, our pleasure.
They are, my lord, without the palace gate.
Bring them before us. To be thus is nothing, but to be safely thus. Our fears in Banquo stick deep. And in his royalty of nature reigns that which would be feared. 'Tis much he dares, and to that dauntless temper of his mind, he hath a wisdom that doth guide his valor to act in safety. There is none but his being whom I do fear. And under him my genius is rebuked, as it is said Mark Antony's was by Caesar. He chid the sisters when first they put the name of king upon me, and bade them speak to him. Then, prophet-like, they hailed him father to a line of kings. Upon my head they place a fruitless crown, put a barren scepter in my grip, thence to be wrenched by an unlineal hand, no son of mine succeeding. If it be so, then for Banquo's issue have I filed my mind. For them the gracious Duncan hath I murdered, put rancors in the vessels of my peace only for them, and mine eternal jewel given to the common enemy of man to make them kings, the seed of Banquo kings. Rather than so, come fate into the list, and champion me to the utterance. Who's there? Go to the palace gate and wait there till we call. Was it not yesterday we spoke together?
It was, so please, your highness.
Well, have you considered of my speeches? Know that it was he in times past who held you so under fortune, which you had thought been our innocent self. This I made good to you in our last conference. Passed in probation with you, how born you were in hand, how cross the instruments, who wrought with them, and all things else that might to half a soul in an ocean praise say, thus did Banquo.
You made it known to us.
I did so, and went further, which is now our point of second meeting. Do you find your patience so predominant in nature that you can let this go? Are you so gospels to pray for this good man and his issue, whose heavy hand hath bowed you to the grave and beggared yours forever?
We are men, my liege.
Aye. In the catalogue you go for men. As hounds, greyhounds, mongrels, spaniels, curs, chucks, water rugs, and demi-wolves are clept all by the name of dogs. Know you both Banquo was your enemy?
True, my lord.
Aye. And is he mine? And though I could, with barefaced power, sweep him from my sight and bid my will avouch it, yet I must not. For friends that are both his and mine, whose loves I may not drop, but wail his fall, whom I myself struck down. And thence it is to your assistance that I do make love, masking the business from the common eye for sundry weighty reasons.
We shall, my lord, perform what you command us.
Know our lives.
Your spirit shine through you. Within this hour, I will advise you where to plant yourselves. Acquaint you with the perfect spy of the time, the moment on it, for it must be done tonight. Fleance, his son, whose absence to me is no less material than is his father's, must embrace the fate of that dark hour. Resolve yourselves apart. I'll come to you anon.
We are resolved, my lord.
I'll call upon you straight. Abide within. It is concluded. Banquo, thy soul's flight, if it find heaven, must find it out tonight.
Banquo comes before. Aye, madam, but returns again tonight. Say to the king I would attend his leisure for a few words. Madam, I will.
have scorched the snake, not killed it. She'll close and be herself, whilst our poor Malice remains in danger of her former tooth. Better be with the dead, whom we, to gain our peace, have sent to peace, than on the torture of the mind to lie in restless ecstasy. Pumpkin's in his grave. After life's fitful fever, he sleeps well. Treason has done his worst, nor steel, no poison, malice domestic, foreign levy, nothing can touch him further.
Come on, gentle my lord, seek o'er your rugged looks. Be bright and jovial among your guests tonight.
So shall I, love. And so I pray to you. Let your remembrance apply to Banquo. Present him eminence, both with eye and tongue. Unsafe the while that we must lave our honors in these flattering streams, making our faces visitors to our hearts, disguising what they are.
You must leave this.
Full of scorpions is my mind, dear wife. Thou know'st that Banquo in his fleance lives. Ere the bat hath blown his cloistered flight, there shall be done a deed of dreadful note.
What's to be done?
Be innocent of the knowledge, dearest Chuck, till thou applaud the deed. Come, sealing night, scarf up the tender eye of pitiful day, and with thy bloody and invisible hands cancel and tear to pieces that great bond which keeps me pale. Good things of day begin to droop and drowse, while night's black ages to their praise do rouse. Thou marvelst at my words, but keep thee still. Bad things begun make strong themselves by ill. So prithee, go with me.
But who bid thee join with us?
Macbeth.
He needs not our mistrust, since he delivers our offices and what we are to do to the direction just.
Give us a light there. Oh!
Polite!
Tis he.
Sanctions! Will be rain tonight.
Let it come down.
Father, look.
Do it, Father, do it!
Come on!
Whoa! Stand back, brother!
Fly, good lads. Fly. Thou mayest revenge. Who did turn out the light? Was it the way? It's but one down. The sun has fled.
We have lost best half our affairs.
Then let's away and say what's been done.
You know your own degrees. Sit down. And first and last, a hearty welcome.
Thanks, your majesty.
Ourself will mingle with society and play the humble host. Be large in mirth. Anon will drink a measure the table round. There is blood on thy face.
'Tis Banquo's then.
'Tis better thee without than he within. Is he dispatched?
My lord, his throat is cut. That I did for him.
Thou art the best of the cutthroats. It is good that did the like for Fleance. If thou didst it, thou art a non-peril.
Most royal sir, Fleance escaped.
Then comes my fit again. I had else been perfect, whole as the marble, founded as the rock, as broad in general as the Cassier. But now I am cabined, cribbed, confined, bound to saucy doubts and fears. But Banquo's safe.
Aye, my good lord. Safe in the ditch he bides, with 20 trench gases on his head. The least of death to nature.
Thanks for that. Get thee gone. Tomorrow we'll hear ourselves again.
My royal lord, you do not give the cheer.
Sweet remembrancer. Here have we now our country's honor roofed, for the graced person of our Banquo present, whom may I rather challenge for unkindness than pity for mischance.
His absence, sir, lays blame upon his promise. Please your highness to grace us with your royal company.
May it please your highness, sit.
The table's full.
Here is a place reserved, sir.
Where?
Here, my good lord. What is that moves your highness?
Which of you hath done this?
What, my good lord?
Thou canst not say I did it. Never shake thy glory locks in me!
Gentlemen, rise. His highness is not well.
Sit, worthy friends. My lord is often thus and hath been from his youth. Pray you keep seat. This fit is momentary. Upon thought he shall be well again. If much you note him, you shall attend to him and extend his passion. Drink, and regard him not. Are you a man?
I, and a bold one that looks on that which might appall the devil.
Proper stuff. This is the very painting of your fear. This is the air-drawn dagger which you said led you to Duncan. These claws and starts, impostors to true fear, would well become a woman's story at a winter's fire. Thornized by her grandson, shame itself, why do you make such faces?
Prithee, see there! Behold, look! Lo, how say thou? Why, what care I? If thou canst not, speak to!
Accord a man in folly.
If I stand here, I saw him.
My lord, your noble friends do lack you.
I do forget. Do not muse at me, most worthy friends. I have a strange infirmity, which is nothing to those that know me. Come, bring me some wine, fill full, then I'll sit down. I drink to the general joy of the whole table, and to our friend Banquo, whom we miss. Would he were here. To all in him we thirst, and all to all. Avaunt, and quit my sight. Let the earth hide thee. Thy bones are marrowless, thy blood is cold. Thou hast no speculation in those eyes which thou dost glare with.
Think of this, good peers, as a thing of custom. It's no other, only spoils the pleasure of the time.
What man dare, I dare. Approach thou like the rugged Russian bear, the armed rhinoceros, or the Hircan tiger. Take any shape but that, and my firm nerves shall never tremble. Or be alive again, and dare me to the desert with thy sword. If trembling I inhabit, then pronounce me the baby of a girl. Hence, horrible shadow, unreal mockery, hence! My soul being gone, I am a man again. Pray you sit still!
I have displaced mirth, broken the good meaning with most admired disorder.
Can such things be, and overcome us like a summer's cloud without our special wonder? You make me strange, even to the disposition that I owe, when now I think you can behold such sights and keep the natural ruby of your cheeks when mine is blanched with fear.
What sights, my lord?
I pray you, speak not. He grows worse and worse. Questions enrage him. good night. Call not upon the order of your going, but go at once.
Good night. Better health attend his majesty.
A kind good night to all.
Will have blood, they say. Blood will have blood. Stones have been known to move and trees to speak. What sayst thou that Macduff denies his person at our great bidding?
Did you send to him, sir?
I did hear it, by the way, but I will send. There's not a one but in his house I keep a servant feed. Tomorrow, if betimes I will to the weird sisters, more shall they speak. For now, I have been to know by worst means the worst. For mine own good, all causes shall give way. I am steeped in blood so far that, should I wait no more, returning were as tedious as go on. Strange things I have in head, that will to hand that must be acted ere they may be scanned.
You lack the season of all nature's sleep.
Come. Will to sleep. My strange and self-abuse is the initiate fear that wants hard use. We are yet but young indeed.
Thrice the brim-did cat hath mewed, thrice and once the hedge-pig whined.
Harpier cries, 'tis time, 'tis time.
Round about the cauldron go, in the poisoned entrails throw. Told that under cold stone, days and nights has 31. Sweltered venom, sleeping got, boil thou thirsty the torment pot. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Play, play, snake in the cauldron, boil and bake.
Eye of newt and toe of frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog.
Adder's fork and blind worm's sting, lizard's leg and owlet's wing, for a charm of powerful trouble, like a hell broth boil and bubble.
Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double, toil and trouble, fire burn and cauldron bubble. Double, double.
By the breaking of my thumbs, something wicked this way comes. Woman knocks, whoever knocks.
How now, you secret, black, and midnight hags, what is it you do?
A deed without a name.
I conjure you by that which you profess. Howe'er you come to know it, answer me. Though you untie the winds and let them fight against the churches, though yesty waves confound and swallow navigation up, though bladed cord be lodged and trees blown down, even till destruction sicken, answer me to what I ask you.
Speak.
Demand.
We'll answer. Say if thou hadst rather hear it from our mouths, or from our masters.
Call him. Let me see him.
Come high or low, thyself and office deftly show.
Tell me, thou unknown power.
He knows thy thoughts. Hear his speech, but say thou not.
Macbeth. Beware, Macduff. Beware the thane of life. Dismiss me.
Whate'er thou art, for thy good caution thanks, thou hast hogged my fear aright. But one word more.
He will not be commanded. Here's another, more potent than the first.
Macbeth, Macbeth, Macbeth.
Had I 3 ears, I'd hear thee.
Be bloody, bold and resolute. Laugh to
scorn our man, for none of woman born shall harm Macbeth.
Then live, Macduff. What need I fear of thee? But yet I'll take a bond of fate and make assurance double sure. Thou shalt not live, that I may tell pale-hearted fear it lies, and sleep in spite of thunder. What's this? It rises like the issue of a king, and wears upon his baby brow the round and top of sovereignty.
Listen, but speak not to it.
Be lion-mettled, proud, and take no care who chafes, who frets, or where conspirers are. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Birnam Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him.
That will never be. Who can impress the forest? Bid the tree unfix its earthbound root. Sweet Bodeman's good. Rebellion's head, rise never till the wood of Burnham rise, and our high-placed Macbeth shall live the lease of nature. But my heart throbs to know one thing. Tell me, if thou art can tell so much, will Banquo's issue ever reign in this kingdom?
To know no more.
I will be satisfied. Deny me this, and an eternal curse fall on you. Let me know.
Show, show, show.
Show his eyes and grieve his heart. Come like shadows, so depart.
Thou art too like the spirit of Banquo. Horrible sight. Now I know 'tis true. For Banquo smiles upon me. What is this so? Where are they? Gone. Let this pernicious hour stand I accursed in the calendar. Come in, without there.
What your graces will?
Seen you the weird sisters?
No, my lord.
Came they not by you?
No, indeed, my lord.
Infected be the air whereon they rise, and damned all those who trust them. I did hear the galloping of horses. Who was it come by?
'Tis 2 or 3, my lord, that bring you word. Macduff is fled to England.
Fled to England?
Aye, my good lord.
Time. Thou anticipates my dread exploits. The flighty purpose is never o'ertook unless the deed go with it. From this moment, the very firstlings of my heart will be the firstlings of my hand. Even now, to crown my thoughts with acts, let it be thought and done. The castle of Macduff I will surprise. Seize upon Fife, give to the edge of the sword his wife, his babes, and every unfortunate soul that traces him in his line. No more boasting like a fool. This deed I'll do before this purpose cruel. But no more sights. Where are these gentlemen? Come, bring me where they are.
Give it hither! Mine! 'Tis mine! 'Tis mine!
Cool my fevered blood.
What had he done to make him fly the land?
We must have patience, madam.
He had none. His flight was madness. When our actions do not, our fears do make us traitors.
You know not whether it was his wisdom or his fear.
Wisdom! To leave his wife, to leave his babes, his mansion, and his titles in a place from whence himself does fly. He loves us not. He wants a natural touch. For the poor wren, the most diminutive of birds will fight her young ones in her nest against the owl. All is the fear, and nothing is the love. As little is the wisdom, but where the flight so runs against all reason.
Oh, I pray you, school yourself. But for your husband, he is noble, wise, judicious, and best knows the fits of the season. I dare not speak much further, but cruel are the times when we are traitors and do not know ourselves. Would we hold rumor from what we fear, yet know not what we fear, but float upon a wild and violent sea each way move? I take my leave of you. Shall not be long, but I'll be here soon. Things outgrow worse will cease, or else climb upward to what they were before.
Was my father a traitor, Mother?
That he was. What is a traitor? Why, one that swears and lies.
Can we all traitors that do so?
Everyone that does so is a traitor and must be hanged.
Must they all be hanged that swear and lie?
Everyone.
Who must hang them?
Why, the honest men.
Oh, bless you, fair dame. I am not to you known, but in your state of honor, I am perfect. I do doubt some danger does approach you near me. If you would take a homely one's advice, be not found here, hence with your little ones. How to frighten you thus, methinks I am too savage, but to do worse with fell cruelty, which is too nigh your person. Heaven preserve you. I will abide here no longer.
Well, whither should I fly? I have done no harm. But I remember now I'm in this earthly world where to do harm is often laudable, and to do good sometimes becomes a dangerous folly. But why then, alas, do I put up that womanly defense to say I've done no harm? What are these faces?
Where is your husband?
I hope in no place so unsanctified was such as thou mayst find him.
He's a traitor.
Thou liest, thou shaggy villain!
No.
Wake me up, Elizabeth. Wake up.
Sweet child, worry not. Oh, it's fine!
What you have spoken, it may be so perchance. This tyrant whose sole name blisters our tongues was once thought honest. You have loved him well. He has not touched you yet. I am young, but something you may deserve of him through me and wisdom to offer up a weak, poor, innocent lamb to appease an angry God.
I am not treacherous.
But Macbeth is. A good and virtuous nature may recoil an imperial charge. But I shall crave your pardon, that which you are my thoughts cannot transpose. Angels are bright still, and though the brightest fell, and though all things foul would wear the brows of grace, yet grace must still look so.
I have lost my hopes.
Perchance, even there where I did find my doubts, why in that rawness left you wife and child? Those precious motives, those strong knots of love without leave-taking. I pray you, let not my jealousies be your dishonors, but mine own safeties. You may be rightly just, whatever I shall think.
Fare thee well, Lord. I would not be the villain that thou thinkst for the whole space in the tyrant's grasp, and the rich east to boot.
Be not offended. I speak not as an absolute fear of you. I think our country sinks beneath the yoke. It weeps, it bleeds, and each new day a gash is added to her wounds.
Not in the legions of horrid hell can come a devil more damned in evils than Macbeth.
Macduff, this noble passion, child of integrity hath from my soul wiped the black scruples, reconciled my thoughts to thy good truth and honor. What I am truly is thine and my poor country's command, whither indeed before thy year approached, old Seward with 10,000 warlike men already at a point was setting forth. Now wheel together, and a chance of our goodness be like our warranted quarrel.
See who comes here. A gentle cousin, welcome hither. Stand Scotland where it did.
Alas, poor country, almost afraid to know itself, cannot be called our mother, but our grave, where nothing but who knows nothing is once seen to smile, where sighs and groans and shrieks that were in the air are made, not marked, where violent sorrow seems a modern ecstasy.
O relation, too nice and yet too true.
What's the newest grief?
That of an hour's age doth hiss the speaker. Each minute teems a new one.
How does my wife?
Why, well.
And all my children?
Well, too.
Since the tyrant has not battered at their peace.
No, they were well at peace when I did leave them.
Be not a miser of your speech. How ghost?
When I came hither to transfer the tidings which I had heavily borne, there ran a rumor of many worthy fellows that were out, which was my belief that I witnessed rather, for I saw the tyrant's power afoot. Now is the time of help. Your eye in Scotland would create soldiers, make our women fight to doff their dire distresses.
Albeit their comfort, we are coming thither. Gracious England hath lent us good steward and 10,000 men, an older and a better soldier, none that Christendom gives out.
Would I could answer this comfort with the like. But I have words that will be howled out in the desert air where hearing should not latch them.
What concern then? The general cause, or is it a fee grief due to some single breast?
No mind that's honest, but and it shares some woe. Though the main part pertains to you alone.
If it be mine, keep it not from me. Quickly, let me have it.
Let not your ears despise my tongue forever, which shall possess them with the heaviest sound that ever yet they heard.
Ah. I guess as.
Your castle is surprised. Your wife and babes savagely slaughtered. To relate the manner were on the quarry of those murdered deer to add to the death of you.
Oh, merciful heaven! What, man? Give sorrow words. The grief that does not speak whispers the overfraught heart and bids its break.
My wife, too?
Wife, children, servants, all that could be found.
And I must come from thence. My children killed too.
I have said.
Be comforted. Let's make us medicines of our great revenge to cure this deadly grief.
Yes, no children. All my pretty ones, did you say all? Oh, hell kite. All?
Dispute it like a man.
I shall do so. But I must also feel it as a man. I cannot but remember such things were that were so precious to me. Did heaven look on, it would not take its part. Sinful Macduff, they were all struck for thee. Not that I am, not for their own demerits, but for mine fell slaughter on their souls. Heaven rest them now.
Be this the whetstone of your sword. Let grief convert to anger. Blunt not the heart, enrage it.
Oh, I could play the woman with mine eyes, and grab it with my tongue. But gentle heavens, cut short all intermissions. Front to front, bring thou this fiend of Scotland and myself. Within my sword's length set him. If he scape, heaven forgive him too.
This tune goes manly. Come, go we to the king. Our power is ready. Our lack is nothing but our leave. Macbeth is ripe for shaking, and the powers above put on their instruments. Receive what cheer you may. The night is long that never finds the day.
I have 2 nights watched with you and can perceive no truth in your report. When was it she last walked?
Since His Majesty went to the field, I have seen her rise from her bed, throw her nightgown upon her, unlock her closet, take forth paper, fold it, write upon it, read it, afterwards seal it, and again return to bed. Yet all this while the most fast sleep.
A great perturbation in nature to receive at once the benefit of sleep while doing the effects of watching. this slumbery agitation, besides walking and other actual performances, what at any time have you heard her say?
Lo you, here she comes. This is her very guise, and upon my life, fast asleep. Observe her. Stand close.
How came she by that light?
Why it stood by her. She is light by her continued. It is a command.
You see her eyes are open.
Aye, but their sins are shut.
What is it she does now? Look how she rubs her hands.
It is an accustomed action with her to seem thus washing her hands. I have known her to continue this quarter of an hour.
Yet, here's the spot. Out, damn spot! Out, I say! 1, 2. Why then, 'tis time to do it. 'Tis time to do it. 'Tis time. Hell is murky. Fie, my lord, fie. A soldier and a fevered. What need we fear who knows it, when none can call our power to account? Yet, who would have thought the old man to have so much blood in him? The thing if I've had a wife, where is she now? Where is she? What will these hands ne'er be clean? Oh, no more of that, my lord. No more of that. You do mar all with these startings. Here's the smell of blood still. Smell? Oh, the perfumes of Arabia will not sweep this little hand! Wash your hands. Put on your nightgown. Look not so pale. I tell you yet again, Banquo is buried. He cannot come out on his grave. To bed. To bed. I hear a knocking at the gate. Come. 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 Give me your hand. What's done cannot be undone. To bed. To bed.
We should go now to bed.
Directly.
Foul whisperings are abroad. Unnatural deeds do breed unnatural troubles. Infected minds to their deaf pillows will discharge their secrets. More needs she the divine than the physician. God forgive us all. Look after her. Remove from her the means of all annoyance, and still keep eyes upon her. So good night.
would remove to Dunsinane, I cannot take with fear. What's the boy Malcolm? Was he not born of woman? The spirits that know all mortal consequences have pronounced me thus. Fear not, Macbeth. No man that's born of woman shall e'er have power upon thee. Then fly, false things. The mind I sway by and the heart I bear will never sag with doubt nor shake with fear. The devil damn thee black, thou cream-faced loon. Where gotst thou that goose look?
There is 10,000
Geese, villain?
soldiers, sir.
Go prick thy face and overred thy fear, thou lily-livered boy. What soldiers? Patch! Death of thy soul! Those linen cheeks of thine are counselors to fear. What soldiers, Wayface?
The English force, so please you.
Take thy face hence. Seaton, I am sick at heart when I behold. Seaton, I say! This push will cheer me ever or unseat me now. I have lived long enough. My way of life has fallen into the sere, the yellow leaf. And all things that should accompany old age is honor, love, obedience, troops of friends I must not look to have. But in their stead, curses not loud but deep, mouth honor, breath, which the poor heart would fain deny and dare not. Satan!
What is your gracious pleasure?
What news more?
All is confirmed, my lord, which was reported.
I'll fight till from my bones my flesh be hacked. Give me my armor.
Well, 'tis not needed.
I'll put it on. Gather the horses, stir the country round, hang those that talk of fear. How goes your patient, doctor?
Not so sick, my lord, as she is troubled with thick-coming fancies that keep her from rest.
Well, cure her of that. Canst thou not minister to a mind diseased? Pluck from the memory a rooted sorrow, raise out the unwritten troubles of the brain, and with some sweet, oblivious antidote, cleanse the stuck bosom of that perilous stuff which weighs upon the heart.
Therein the patient must minister to himself.
Throw physic to the dogs. I'll have none of it. Come, put on mine armor. Seaton, get my staff. Seaton, send out! Doctor, the things fly from me. Come, sir, dispatch! If thou canst, cast the water of my land, find her disease, and purge it to a sound and pristine health. I would applaud thee to the very echo that should applaud again. Pull it off, I say. What rhubarb, sema, or other purgative drug would scour these Englishmen hence? Hearest thou of them?
Aye, my good lord, your royal preparation makes us hear something.
Bring it after me. I will not be afraid of death in vain, till Burnham Wood do come to Dunsinane.
Were I from Dunsinane, away and clear, profit again should hardly draw me here.
Well, what is this before us?
The wood of Burnham.
Let every soldier hew him down a bough and bear it before him. Thereby shall we shadow the numbers of our host and make discovery ere in report of us.
It shall be done.
We learn no other, but the confident tyrant keeps still in Dunsinane and will endure our setting down before it. 'Tis his main hope, from where there is advantage to be given, both more or less have given him the revolt. And none serve with him but constrained things whose hearts are absent too.
Let our just censures attend the true event, and put we on industrious soldiership.
The time approaches. That will the two decision makers know what we shall say we have, and what we owe.
Hang out our banners on the outward walls. The cry is still they come. Our castle strength will laugh a siege to scorn. Here, let them lie till famine and the ague eats them up. Were they not forced with that which should be ours, we might have met them dareful, beard to beard, and beat them backward home. What is that cry?
It is the cry of women, my lord.
I have almost forgot the taste of fears. The time has been my senses would have cooled to hear a night shriek, and my fell of hair would at a dismal treatise rouse and stir as life were in it. I have supped full of horrors. Direness familiar to my slaughterous thoughts cannot once start me. Wherefore was that cry?
The queen, my lord, is dead.
She should have died hereafter. There would have been a time for such a word. Tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow creeps in this petty pace from day to day to the last syllable of recorded time. And all our yesterdays have lighted fools the way to dusty death. Out, brief candle. Life is but a walking shadow. A poor player who struts and frets his hour on the stage and then is heard no more. It is a tale told by an idiot, full of sound and fury, signifying nothing. Thou comest to use thy tongue, thy story quickly.
Gracious, my lord, I should report that which I say I saw, but I know not how to do it.
Well, say, sir.
As I did stand my watch upon the hill, I looked toward Burnham, and anon, methought the wood began to move.
Liar and slave!
Let me enjoy your wrath, if be not so! Within this 3 mile may see it coming, I say, a moving grove!
If thou speakest false, upon the next tree thou shalt hang, till famine cling thee. If thy speech be sooth, I care not if thou dost for me as much. I pull in resolution and begin to doubt the equivocation of the fiend that lies like truth. Fear not till Burnham wood do come to Dunsinane. And now a wood comes towards Dunsinane. Arm and out. If this which he avouches does appear, there is no flying hence nor tarrying here. I begin to be weary of the sun, and wish the estate of the world were now undone. Blow, winds, come, rack. At least we'll die with harness on our back.
Now near enough. Your leafy screeds throw down and show like those you are. You, worthy uncle, shall with my cousin, your right noble son, lead our first battle. Worthy Macduff and we shall take upon us what else remains to do, according to our order.
most I still hotter named than any is in hell.
My name's Macbeth.
The devil himself could not pronounce a title more hateful to my ears.
No, no more fearful.
Thou liest, horrid tyrant. With my sword I'll prove that I now speak.
Thou was born of woman, but swords I smile at. Weapons laughed to scorn, brandished by a man who's of a woman born. Now raise the noises. Tyrant, show thy face! If thou be slain, and with no stroke of mine, my wife reach the throat, will haunt me still. This way, my lord. The castle is gently ready. The side is deep, both sides do blood. The noble takings do bravely in the war. The day almost itself has is yours, and little is to do. Macduff was from his mother's womb, untimely ripped. Accursed be that tongue that tells me so, for it hath cowed my better part of man. Let me these juggling fiends believe no more, that palter with us in a double sense, that keep the word of promise to our ear, and break it to our hope. I'll not fight with thee, then yield thee, coward, and live to be the show and gaze of the times. For half years are rare months are, painted on a full, and underwrit, here may you see the tyrant of not yield, to kiss the ground before young Malcolm's feet, and to be baited by the rebel's curse. Though Burnham would do come to Dunsinane, and thou oppose being of no woman born, yet I will try the last. Before my body I throw my warlike shield. Lay on, Macduff, and damned be he who first cries, "Hold, enough!"
I would the friends we missed were safe arrived.
Some must go off, and yet by these I see so great a day as this is cheaply bought.
Macduff is missing, and your noble son.
Your son, my lord, has paid a soldier's debt. He only lived until he was a man, the which no sooner had his prowess confirmed in the untreated station where he fought, but like a man he died.
And he's dead.
I am brought off the field. Your cause of sorrow must not be measured by his worth, for that hath no end.
And he has hurt before.
I on the front.
Then God's soldier be he. Had I as many sons as I have heirs, I would not wish them to a fair death. And so is Nella's Noel.
He's worth more sorrow, and that I'll spend for him.
He's worth no more. They say he parted well and paid his score, and so God be with him. Here comes newer comfort.
Hail, King, for so thou art. Behold, where stands the usurper's cursed head. The time is free. All hail, King of Scotland!